There we go. Okay, so yeah, it's working on on YouTube now. All right, so we're all adjusted. We got our names, got our names all in the right spots here. So yeah, so we should be good to go. So my name is Steve Wilcox from Final Form Studios, the host of today's podcast. And today I'm really happy to have Sandra. Sandra, do you want to
Thank
just go
you.
ahead and introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, Steve. First, allow me please to thank you for this great podcast. My name is Sandra Kawar. Since the past 7 years, I got introduced to Unreal Engine and the creations of Unreal Engine, and I'm mainly a director for the past 14 years from Amman, Jordan, and nice to connect with you all.
Oh, how is Unreal Engine? I don't know too much about Amman and Jordan. How is Unreal Engine kind of being perceived in that area of the world these days?
Actually, the feedback is great with regards to the creation part through the Unreal Engine. You know, you can create this kind of awesome, massive, like realistic 3D environments, utilize it in not just in games, but through the film industry as well. Like my experience and background within the film industry as a filmmaker, and the feedback is awesome. It's still new. People are recently knowing about the Unreal Engine and the work that can be done in Unreal Engine.
Okay, yeah, I think that yeah, it's really exciting to know that the Unreal Engine is kind of being used like worldwide, and yeah, I don't know too much about that area of the world, so that's pretty exciting. So yeah, so I just wanted to know. So today you're going to be presenting for us. We have yeah, you're working on a film that's in Unreal Engine now. Did you want to tell us a
That's
little
great.
bit about the film before we go ahead and show it?
Sure. Basically, the name of the film is Piece of the Planet. It's a short film. It's a sci-fi drama short film that was created entirely through Unreal Engine 5. It talks about a story of invaders from another planet that they invade planet Earth while the people of the Earth they are busy in doing war towards each other.
Okay, yeah, it sounds very exciting. I had a little sneak peek. So,
Thank you.
yeah, so without further ado, I'll just go ahead and I'll play the film for our viewers here.
Sure.
Piece of the planet.
Very cool. So yeah,
Thank you.
so do you want to just kind of like walk us through a little bit about yeah, like the kind of like the process, how long it took, and yeah, just want to kind of know like your feedback on kind of like your process and how you made this.
Yeah, basically, it all, as you're aware, it all starts with the script. The first intention is that I knew that I wanted to do with the Unreal Engine, that I want to execute this film utilizing the Unreal Engine 5. So after finalizing and looking the script and for sure observing how many sets, how many environments, characters, etc. Because I had like humanoid characters, creatures, and robots as well within the actual like characters between the plots. So after the looking the script, going to the storyboarding phase, in which storyboarding all the shots, the angles, the blocking of the characters as well. The fun part is the human characters. I utilized the meta-human creator because it was by the time I created this film. Still, the meta-human was still it's in early access, and it was like few days that's launched into the community worldwide. So it was really awesome utilizing the characters of the meta-humans, the realism of even the facial expressions, and using lighting, and even when you have like an iPhone, you link it with the Unreal Engine,
Yeah.
and you all this kind of that used to be very complicated and other approaches okay, and having this kind of awesome, this awesome quality. So after finalizing for sure the sets, lighting it, finalizing the creation of the characters, blocking the characters, going into the sequencer world, which is the non-linear editing to Unreal Engine. That was fun, using the virtual cameras. This is something very interesting, and having all the shots in place and exported for the sound design process and the other packaging part.
So did you write the script yourself and also do the storyboarding as well?
Yes.
Okay. And so before doing this film and working with Unreal, had you worked on previous films and like previously written scripts before?
Yeah, sure. I've worked on many actually. Yeah.
Okay. And so how did you find this process of using Unreal Engine for kind of like the early stages for like the blocking and the previs? How do you feel that really helped you in terms of just like that whole workflow?
Actually, it made like I would say, like, casually, it made my life easier. Just, to focusing on the creative part, because it's real time. It's real time. You can get this kind of massive creative production value. We say it as a production value. Like when we film in real, we want to build this kind of sets, and it's a huge budgets and etc. But doing all this inside of Unreal Engine, it's really, really awesome that you can create whatever you want. And sometimes due to budget limitation or whatever capabilities or whatever the challenge or circumstance are, that you can create this inside of the engine. Everything you can create it inside of the engine, and it's real time. No need to wait for renders or this kind of frustrating that will stop the brain from keep thinking creatively.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I've been using it for 5 years myself, and yeah, it's amazing really what Unreal Engine can do. So what kind of like got you on and like inspired you to kind of use Unreal Engine? Because coming from a traditional filmmaking background, what made you want to kind of like shift to using Unreal Engine?
Actually, we're in an era that sometimes we are living virtually. Actually, most of the time. Now we're in a podcast. We're virtually. We're talking to each other from different parts of the world, right? So Unreal Engine, I saw many videos and stuff and gaming and teasers, and I was like, wow, the quality is amazing. This quality is really, really amazing. Okay, so this is like, let me do it. Let me learn it. So I'm a self-learner. Okay, so I started as online trainings and tutorials and whatever are the releases, I keep learning. And until now, sometimes we do teach, okay, how to use the engine and special aspects in the Unreal Engine, but it's we have to keep up to date, because it's very rapid. The progress is very rapid, and we have to be up to date in how to use it and how to utilize it. And it's really awesome. Actually, I like, because sometimes it's actually most of the times, like here in Jordan. We used to do like productions, but sometimes your brain, you want to give more. You want to give more creativity, but you have sort of kind of limitation on many aspects, budget constraints or whatever the challenges are. But through Unreal Engine, like we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Like not to think about these kind of obstacles at all. Just do it.
Yeah. So what were some of the, I guess, the challenges when using Unreal Engine for the first time? There's like the traditional way of doing filming, and then, doing it in Unreal. What were some of the challenges that were a bit difficult to overcome, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, great. Within the creation process, actually, I did not face any challenges as long as I remember, but it was mainly the challenges was within the script and limiting the script to the actual sets in order not to make this kind of like too many sets that I will have too much time in the execution process. So I determined to limit the sets in order to focus on the actual quality and the outcome more than quality vs the quantity. So this was the part. With regards to the flow, it was very smooth. I really enjoyed the process, and it was such a journey to me, and I really like it. Yeah.
So speaking of it, so what was your favorite part? What was your favorite part, and probably like the most challenging and like really frustrating part of this whole process?
Actually, I like most of the process. I really enjoyed most of the process. But like this kind of when you have a baby, it's like you look at it as if, oh, it's all together. This is the part when I like, because you do the environments, you do the lighting, you do the animation, the facial, you bring all the bits and pieces into the sequencer, where when you put your silly camera actor, okay, and you see your shots, you start actually executing everything. Everything is coming together. So this is what this was my favorite part, seeing everything that's all coming together as per the vision and as per the storyboard. So this is my favorite part. The annoying part, I don't feel that I got annoyed in any aspect during the process. Just was the challenge between that I want to remain the plot, though I wanted to minimize the sets. This is due to the time factor and the time that I was available into the actual execution of the film.
I see. So right now you have the trailer, which we got a little sneak peek at. Are you planning on turning this into a short film or a feature film, or kind of expanding on this idea?
Yeah, and actually it's turned into a full short film, narrative short film, and it's screened into global international film festivals. And yes, I'm planning to have right now like a mini series out of it, like 7 episodes.
Oh wow.
Okay, and each episode, thank you, to have its own, like within the same characters, but its own like plots,
Okay.
like start, mid, and end within the same episode.
So tell me about the team that's working on this with you. It sounds like a pretty big process. Is it a big team that you have, or is it just yourself working on this project?
It will be a very small team. Actually, mainly I've done most of the work. Okay, but I collaborated with sound designer. I collaborated with the voice cast for the cast, and I've collaborated with two 3D modelers for certain kind of 3D models that I want to integrate it into the actual sets in order to have the like specific look within the environments.
I see. Oh, it's yeah, really important to have a team, and especially as storytellers. Like for myself, I really don't like modeling, so I really rely heavily on other marketplace assets. As you know, in the Unreal Engine, like the marketplace, there's so much models already to kind of play with, and
Amazing.
so I mean you don't really need, I wouldn't say you really need to model. It is definitely an asset to like it is like a nice skill to have, that if there is something you kind of get stuck on. But for those people out there that I don't know if I can get into Unreal Engine, I can't do storytelling if I don't know how to create 3D assets, I don't think that's necessarily true.
That's right. That's right. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Most of the things that are there, just that we just created. I know the how, definitely.
Yeah. And then, and so in this film, did you have like one particular shot that was like maybe your favorite out of the one that we maybe just saw?
Yeah, actually, there were a few continuous shots. Like I wanted to have like the camera moving through continuous aspects of the blocking characters, or like helicopters flying. It was like sort of kind of a busy framing. Okay, and the block is intended, especially doing the keyframes between the actual elements when you want to write focus between the elements. In this kind of long duration shots, it's joyful to do definitely, but it took a bit of more time.
I see. And so for yourself, do you have any like directors or DPs or any films that you've kind of used as reference, or found yourself thinking like, oh, I kind of want to make a film kind of like this?
It's always good. Like I'm a person that we all get inspired. Like we learn since we were kids. We grow, okay, by learning, by observing. Okay, so it's good to observe. It's good to get inspiration. Definitely, I have few directors that, actually many directors that I keep like observing their work and studying their techniques. Some of which is Michael Bay, James Cameron. Each one, like I tackle and I observe certain kind of aspects between in the directing phase. So this is very important. And yes, definitely each work, like I get inspiration from many elements, not just like from directors, from other work, and even from other elements. Because we always, like, sometimes you're walking in the street, you get inspired by something.
I see, I see. And then so for the characters in your story, you said you use metahumans, and then for the motion, the body motion capture and the face mocap, what did you end up using for this?
Yeah, great. For the face animation, I use Live Link, okay, and using the iPhone animation and recording the animations and the lip sync, okay. For the body, okay, it's like separated where you use the head alone and then the body alone. I used and I got assets for a motion capture asset where I used all the bodies and gathered the specific actions that I want and the interaction that I want, and though to maintain the realism of the movement wherever possible of the body, and to have it like all synced between the face, the head, and the body.
Yeah, yeah. For me, motion capture, like I play a lot with the Rococo mocap. I got the gloves and I use the iPhone also for the face, and yeah, having the full body motion capture, it's really incredible. So there's a lot of. Have you had a chance to play with any like the new AI softwares? There's like one called Move AI, so that's a new one that's
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a new one that's kind of come out, and I think Plask is like another one where you just simply input video, and then out you get this beautiful motion capture. So
exactly, which is awesome. Everything like is becoming like a facilitator to the creation process. So that's amazing. Technology is evolving. So day by day now we're speaking together. Something over there in another part of the world. It's happening. And it's happening at a really fast pace, yeah?
Yeah, things are really transforming. Like the AI is just completely exploding right now. So I think that, yeah, we're seeing a lot of really incredible things with that. And yeah, I think that it's just going to be another tool that's going to help us tell stories, I think. So
definitely.
Yeah. So what kind of advice would you give someone like a new filmmaker that's just kind of getting into this or just starting out with Unreal Engine? They've got a lot of really cool ideas. Any advice for someone just starting out?
Great. It's like, first of all, is whenever you have determination and learn the tool, learn Unreal Engine. It's an easy tool. It's not complicated. Whenever you know the how, it's just you're putting bits and pieces and you're implementing your creative approach and you're focusing on the creative part. So don't let anything like make you a step back. This is the future. This is the future. So learn well, learn the tool, learn how, okay, and focus on your creation. Whatever it takes, you can make it happen.
Very nice. And so you said for like next for what's happening, you know, you have this like this big series. Are there any other projects that you're working on, or are you just kind of just mainly focusing on this one right now?
No, I'm focusing on this. I'm actually in the development. I'm focusing on this aside of being an instructor as well, but mainly focusing on this series. Yeah.
Okay, and you said you're an instructor. Are you teaching Unreal also, or what kind of instructing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Unreal Engine 5 specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also teaching a little bit of Unreal. I have an Unreal Engine like filmmakers class that we're launching next month. So yeah, so I think that.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's nice to also talk to like another educator. So, how long have you been teaching?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, how long?
In Unreal Engine since 3 years.
Okay, I see. Yeah. So,
yeah.
I think that.
Yeah, and it's really good. You know, it's our mission. It's like we learn and we keep learning. Even we teach right now, we keep learning. This is something very important, and I want to insist on this because nobody can reach to a level when we're dealing with something that's moving in a fast pace. We can't reach to a phase that, we know everything. We shall keep learning in order to adapt to this kind of fast-paced movement. Okay, so it's really important. We're doing creative projects. Okay, and why not? Let's give knowledge to people.
Yeah, I think so.
It's really nice and powerful tool. And really great work you're doing, Steve. I'm really happy, especially you have this kind of filmmaking course. This is something very, very important to the industry.
Yeah, I think that like for myself, like I kind of got on this journey of doing Unreal because I wanted to, you know, have a really like I had this idea for a short film and I just didn't have the budget for it, so I was pretty bummed. It's like, oh, I have these great ideas, but I didn't have the funding for it. So I think early on, like yeah, 5 years ago, I saw kind of what Matt Workman he was doing with Cine Tracer, and I kind of learned the ins and outs of that. And then I was like, okay, what's next? So then I kind of started to learn Unreal. Then I kind of took like a really deep dive into learning Unreal, and then I was doing LED virtual production, and now I'm kind of coming back into doing you know, Unreal Engine training and teaching, and working on my own feature film right now. So yeah, it's been a journey.
That's cool. It is. It is. That's cool. That's cool. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's the actual creation process. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. So, so how about we take another look at your video, and then we'll just have a few closing comments. And if you want to make any other comments, we can go ahead at that time. So, have one more look at Sandra's trailer film here. So any last words about the film?
Basically, I really enjoyed the creation of the film. It's a simple one, and looking forward to the more advanced versions of it, the series part, which is like the mini films as well. And please allow me to thank you very much for this great podcast. Appreciate it, and wishing you always all the best.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on the show and taking your time. And yeah, I'm really excited to. I want to see the updates for this, and maybe it turns into a video game. I don't know, or like a feature film. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, please keep me up to date.
Definitely, sure. Thank you very much, Steve.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.